Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Elder Kevin Harris. Once again on Tuesday, 6/16/2026. Y'all know what time it is, June 16th, Taco Tuesday, Tenacious Tuesday, whatever Tuesday y'all want to do it. But we in the place right now, and I want to say hello, greetings, and salutations. Why am I so excited? Because you know what? I've been through life. I'm over the age of 50, and I've seen some things in life that will make you cry. I've seen some things that I've cheered about. I've seen some things that I was very shocked. But today I'm choosing to be excited because the breath is flowing through my body right now. Things could be better, of course, they always could be, but things could be worse. So then, if I think on the terms that things could be worse and I've come a long way from where I've been, I have to just be excited about the day that the Lord has made. So, for those of you that don't feel like I feel, that's okay. You have a right. We live in a constitutional society where you can be upset and angry all the time. But I admonish you that it just not healthy. Okay, it's not healthy for yourself, physically and mentally and spiritually, and it's not healthy for your spouse. So I encourage you that ask yourself, why am I so upset? What is wrong where I'm just unhappy and uptight, with everything, and I'm just mad at everything and everybody? Because remember, God allowed you, if nothing else can empower you and encourage you, remember there was somebody that did not wake up this morning. There's somebody that's preparing for a funeral and their spouse did not wake up. You and your spouse did. Thank the Lord. All right? So, speaking of you and your spouse, I want to pose this question to you both. When was the last time that you guys intentionally hung out? I mean, set a date and said, today I don't care if a tsunami come through. I don't care if a tornado. We're going to go out in the middle of the storm with an umbrella and we're going to go have some fun, or we're going to grab some food real quick in a snowstorm and rush back to the house. Or we're going to go away for a day or two. You understand what I'm saying? And not feel guilty about your other responsibilities. The problem I see now in our society and today, because we have so many responsibilities, is that we start to feel guilty if we're not meeting everybody's need. You see what I'm saying? Or meeting or take time away from the job, or take time away from the kids, or take time away from the aging parents. Because what happens is we're so used to juggling that when we say, you know what, enough is enough, I'm taking a moment, our bodies go in shock because we're so used to doing it. I want you to intentionally take time. If you don't take time, you will not make time. Question. The Bible speaks of that time stands still for no man. It doesn't say it like that. I'm using Kevin's term. Time continues on. When are you going to take the time to be with your spouse in a way that's fruitful for your relationship? It's only so many times a person can say, I understand, and let you slide with giving everybody and everything all of your time. That gets old because what sets in can be resentment. Yes, we have to work, okay? God says a man don't work, he shouldn't eat. I get that. In today's society, unfortunately, and I'm going to say this not as a old 1900 era person, unfortunately, the economic structure is set up where women have to work too. God did not mean for that to be like that, okay? So I'm giving you biblical principles. Take it up with the Bible. God did not mean for that to be like that because he didn't want the load of that part of life to be be thrown on the wife. Okay? Society got expensive. Women had to help out. I get it. But now you have two different schedules, two different jobs, two different agendas that you have to piece together. I am admonishing you on today to sit down and plan out fun time. Plan out intentional time together. I'm not talking about her, and the dog, because dogs is like worse than a child. You can't, they in between everything, okay? They don't know how to go to sleep. I'm not talking about you and the family going on vacation. I'm talking about you and her and him getting together and saying, we're going to cut this time out for us, and we're not going to feel guilty that this time was cut out. Because I'm here to tell you that when outside forces and so much other stuff can go on, that it destroys the marriage from within, because there's no time spent that's invested into your spouse. I believe in that. Me and my wife over the years has said we're going to just spontaneously go. We did that for a while, and it worked for a little while. Then life got a little busy and some things started to change, where we got a little busy doing it. But I'm declaring and decreeing today that the Bible says that speaks those things that be not as though they were, that we're getting back to those days. We're going to get back to where we just going to throw something in the bag, and we just going to go somewhere until we're going to drive till we figure out where we're going to stop at. We don't have a set destination. We just going to just get up and go. Why? We put the time in. We put the time in. For those of you, I want to admonish you that have children. You put the time in. For those of you that don't have children, you put the time in on your job, on up helping other people. So I'm not excluding anybody with kids or without. You put the time in. When are you going to get the time back? Because what did I tell you? Time stands still for no man. If you're waiting for time for life to slow down, life is going to pass you by, and you're going to sit back with no memories and a bunch of regrets. I admonish you on today to sit down and map out what it is y'all want to do in life together. And figure out the finances, because finances are a factor. You still have your obligations, and you want to go on break. Figure out the finances, figure out how you're going to execute it, and do it. Just do it. I don't want you going through life with regrets. I don't want you going through life saying, man, my husband is gone, and we wanted to go to California. We wanted to go to Spain. My wife has died, and we wanted to go to Australia. We wanted to go to Idaho. Yeah, I know people don't go to Idaho. Okay, you know what? I like going to Idaho. I want to go somewhere different. All right, I want to go to. Me and my wife going to go to South Dakota. You know what I'm saying? Just to check it out. Something different. Maine. I mean, we doing odd stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't no reason. We just want to see another part of the country. You understand? God created a beautiful country. The lower 48, I heard, is nice. So, but you want to make sure you get together and say, what do we want to do? Because I've seen people that worked all their life and didn't go nowhere. Now, some chose it, and some there was a learned behavior, and they had nothing to show for it. They got nothing to show for it, and then something happens to the spot. And I'm not trying to guilt trip. Let me make sure this is clear. I'm not trying to guilt you into anything. If you're a homebody and you don't like going nowhere, and y'all both agree on that, that's on y'all. I'm not a homebody, never have been, never will be. My wife's not a homebody per se, so we're going to find, if we got to just go up to Richmond, we got to go to Charlottesville, we're going to do something, and we just going to party like it's 1999. You hear what I'm saying? And do it like that within the confines of biblical principles. Now, I don't veer off from the Bible, so make sure you understand that too. I don't be wilding out, trying to make it rain nowhere. That's not who I am. So, but I want you, all jokes aside, I want you to take time out. I want you to sit down and have an honest question and say, honey, where can we go where it's just us? We're going to be selfish there. We're going to go back to when it was just us. Where do we want to go? Okay? And let's plan out, put the money together, and we go do it. I've still yet to go see Disney World. Yes, I'm 53, born in 1972. I still want to see Mickey and Minnie. I do. Why? Because it's available. I've always wanted to go to Disney World since I was a child. Why now? Okay, that's something we want to do. My wife always wanted to go, you know, or she may have already went. I can't remember, but she ain't went with me, so it's gonna be a different experience. My children love the other part of the other thing. I can't think of the other place, but it's right next to Disney. Disney World might not be their thing, but it's something I want to do. So you know what? I may just pop up and say, "Hey, honey, let's get on this bad boy and take these 10 hours and go do it." You see what I'm saying? Because time does not stand still for no man. Let's not keep putting off today for tomorrow. Because as you realize, tomorrow doesn't exist. Because when tomorrow comes, it turns into today. So that's my word for today. Take time out for each other. Just to be with each other, to let each other know you matter beyond everything else. You matter. And we're just going to, like I said, we might get some food, we might watch TV, whatever y'all do. You do it as a couple to strengthen your couple and come back strong to be the parents that God wants you to be, continue being, to be the job and different things. Because now you done strengthen that core, which God is the foundational marriage. All right? Taco Tuesday. Go to Qdoba. That's my spot. No Chipotle. No Chipotle. Qdoba. I know my daughter don't like that. Qdoba is the place to be on Taco Tuesday. Till next time, be blessed.